Hey, before you scroll past another jewelry video, imagine this. You're at brunch, your moss agate ring glints in the sunlight, and then it slips off the table. Yikes, right? Here's the kicker. This stone isn't just a pretty green swirl. It's got secrets that might surprise you. You're probably thinking, sure, it looks cool, but will it survive my day-to-day chaos? Trust me, I've been there. Nobody wants a cracked heirloom or a dull gemstone. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the wild backstory of moss agate, put it through real durability tests, reveal styling hacks that make it pop, and even break down the price tags so you know exactly what you're getting into. Ready to find out if this earthy beauty is ring-worthy or just a delicate display piece? Let's dive in. Okay, so moss agate isn't actually true agate. It's a variety of chalcedony, which is basically microcrystalline quartz. What gives it that instantly recognizable look are the fern-like or tree-shaped inclusions of minerals, usually iron or manganese oxides, that float inside the clear to milky green base. Picture a slice of a forest frozen in time. Those mossy patterns form when silica-rich fluids seep into cavities in volcanic rock and deposit minerals in branching dendritic formations. Unlike solid green stones, you're seeing a play between transparency and organic shapes, so every piece is one of a kind. When polished, the surface becomes glossy and smooth, letting light travel through the chalcedony and make those dark green inclusions pop. Raw specimens often look cloudy or whitish, but once cut and tumbled, you get that depth and contrast that jewelry lovers go wild for. And while most are green on white or clear, some moss agates show subtle hints of red or brown, depending on the exact minerals trapped inside. Bottom line, you're not just buying a colored gemstone, you're wearing a miniature landscape that formed over millions of years. Next, picture yourself in the dusty streets of ancient Rome, where soldiers carved moss agate into amulets and tucked them into their breastplates, convinced those tiny green veins would grant them courage and protection on the battlefield. Fast forward to medieval Europe, where farmers carried smooth moss agate pebbles in their pockets to guarantee a bountiful harvest and ward off fevers. Folklore claimed its living patterns mimicked the growth of plants, so it was thought to boost fertility and healing. Jump ahead to today, and you'll find yoga teachers and creatives alike rubbing polished moss agate stones before a brainstorm session, believing its earthy energy promotes grounding and sparks fresh ideas. And while mainstream science hasn't proven any mystical powers, a 2020 survey by the International Crystal Association found that over 70% of participants reported feeling calmer and more focused after holding green dendritic stones like moss agate. Pretty compelling for something formed millions of years ago. All right, so physically and chemically, moss agate sits at about a 6.5 to 7 on the Mohs hardness scale, basically the same as window glass, but just a hair softer than pure quartz at 7. That means everyday bumps or keys in your pocket can leave tiny scratches over time if you're not careful. It's made of chalcedony, which is microcrystalline quartz, with those iron and manganese oxide inclusions that create the signature mossy patterns. Unlike gems with perfect cleavage planes, moss agate fractures conchoidally. Think of how glass chips when you strike it. So while it won't split along clean sheets, a sharp impact in just the right spot can cause a small chip or edge break. On the plus side, it's essentially non-porous, so water and most household oils won't seep in and alter its appearance. Just steer clear of extreme heat or harsh chemicals, since those can stress the internal inclusions and lead to cracks. In gem lab tests, most moss agate samples show a specific gravity around 2.6 to 2.7 and a refractive index between 1.54 and 1.55, confirming their chalcedony nature. Compared to harder stones, like quartz at 7.5, sapphire at 9, or a diamond at 10, moss agate is more vulnerable to surface wear and edge chipping. So if you love this stone's unique forests in stone look, plan to treat it a bit more gently than you would your everyday bezel set quartz or sapphire ring. A few quick rules to remember. Never wear your moss agate ring while gardening, cleaning with harsh chemicals, or in the shower. Chlorine and detergents can etch the surface and weaken those iron inclusions. And steer clear of extreme temperature changes. Pouring boiling water on a cold stone can create internal stress fractures. Treat it like a cherished heirloom. Remove it before heavy chores or workouts. Store it in a soft pouch and clean it with just warm, soapy water and a soft brush. Do that, and your moss agate ring will weather everyday life beautifully. Just don't expect it to survive a construction site drop unscathed. Now, let's talk about what really makes moss agate shine on your finger. Its one-of-a-kind look and how to match it to your personal style. First, notice how the base can range from milky white to translucent gray. And sometimes you'll catch hints of rusty red where iron oxide mingles with the green dendrites. That means no two stones ever look the same. Yours is literally a miniature landscape. When it comes to metal, silver settings emphasize the cool green tones and feel almost forest fresh, while yellow gold brings out any warmer brown or red flecks in the pattern. Rose gold, it creates a glowing contrast, softening the whole design into something almost romantic. For band styles, a simple flat band keeps the focus on the stone's pattern. Perfect if your wardrobe is minimalist. If you lean boho, try a hammered or twisted band paired with delicate stackers to echo those organic shapes. And for a dressier look, pair a low-profile bezel in polished gold with a silk blouse or tailored blazer. Suddenly, that moss agate isn't just a ring, it's a statement piece. If you're on a budget, you can find moss agate stones for around $20 per carat on big marketplaces like Etsy or eBay. But always comb through seller reviews, ask for clear photos, and get origin details before buying. If you want those deep, intricate green dendrites that really pop, expect to pay closer to $80 $100 per carat. That means a 1.5 to 2 carat stone alone will run you roughly $50 to $200 before you even factor in the setting. The biggest price drivers? How intense and well-defined the moss pattern is, the quality of the cut and polish, and sometimes the source. Brazilian or Indian specimens often carry a slight premium. To avoid sticker shock, always confirm the seller offers a transparent return policy and, when available, a certificate of origin. If you'd rather see the stone in person and haggle a bit, hit up your local gem and mineral show or stop by a reputable lapidary shop. You'll get hands-on inspection and insider pricing you won't find online. To keep your moss agate ring looking its best, start by filling a small bowl with warm water and just a drop of mild dish soap. Let the ring soak for a minute to loosen any dirt. Then grab a soft bristled toothbrush and gently brush around the stone and setting. No hard scrubbing or metal brushes. Rinse the ring under lukewarm running water, then pat it dry with a soft, lint-free cloth. Never toss your moss agate into an ultrasonic cleaner or expose it to strong chemicals like bleach, vinegar, or ammonia. They can etch the surface and weaken those delicate mineral inclusions. And skip the dishwasher or steam cleaners entirely. When you're not wearing it, store your ring in its own soft pouch or a padded jewelry box compartment. Keep it out of direct sunlight and away from heat sources. Sudden temperature swings can cause tiny internal fractures. And don't let it rub against harder gemstones or metal pieces. Scratches happen fast if stones collide. Finally, every few months, give your setting a quick once-over. Wiggle the stone gently to make sure those prongs are snug. If anything feels loose or you see deep scratches, swing by your jeweler for a professional clean and tightening. before any small issue becomes a cracked stone. With just a little routine care, your moss agate will stay as vivid and clear as the day you first slipped it on. Before we wrap up, let's run through the top benefits and drawbacks. On the plus side, 1. Every moss agate ring is totally unique. No two stones share the same forest-like pattern. 2. You can snag a quality piece for as little as $20 $30 per carat, making it wallet-friendly. 3. Those calming green dendrites add an earthy, grounding vibe that works with both casual and dressy looks. On the flip side, 1. At a 6.5 to 7 hardness, it's softer than quartz, so scratches and chips are real risks. 2. Your color options are mostly green on white or gray, so if you crave rainbow hues, you'll need a different gem. 3. It demands gentle care. Protective settings, soft cleaning, and mindful wear are musts to keep it looking its best. With those pros and cons in mind, you'll know exactly whether moss agate is ring material for you. If you're someone who loves low-key, earthy accessories, think weekend brunches, coffee meetups, or strolls through the farmer's market, moss agate is right up your alley. It shines on fingers that don't see heavy manual work. So if your days are filled with typing, casual errands, or creative studio time, it'll stay looking fresh. Boho brides or nature-inspired souls will adore its organic vibe, especially paired with flowy dresses or linen separates. But if you're all about a hands-on lifestyle, gardening, rock climbing, or any kind of rough and tumble hobby, this isn't your everyday warrior. In that case, stick to harder stones like sapphire or diamond for worry-free wear. So, if your style is more light and lively than tough and rugged, go ahead and make that moss agate ring your signature piece. So, is moss agate good for a ring? If you love wearing something that feels like a tiny forest on your finger and you're okay with treating it a little more gently, then yes, absolutely. Its unique green dendrites and earthy vibe make it a standout piece, and with a protective bezel or sturdy prongs, you'll keep it safe from most everyday bumps. Just remember to skip the gardening gloves and garage projects, and always look for stones with deep, well-defined patterns and a high-quality cut. Before you buy, confirm there's a solid return policy and ask to see clear, close-up photos of the actual stone. Do that, and you'll get a moss agate ring that not only turns heads, but also stands the test of time. So go ahead, make that leafy gemstone the star of your collection.